Whoa, did you hear what Renee Montgomery just said about Caitlin Clark's fans? She called some of them vicious and motivated by hate. That's crazy. But hold up, before you get mad, let's break this down. What's really going on here? Caitlin Clark is a huge star, right? Her fans are a big deal for the WNBA. So why would an owner like Montgomery say something like this? It's not just about one player or one team. This is about the whole league. You know what's even crazier? If this fan behavior keeps up, it could really mess things up for everyone. We're talking players, teams, and the entire WNBA. But don't worry, we're gonna dive into all of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Trust me, you won't believe some of the stuff that's been going down. Ready to find out what's really happening in the world of WNBA fandom? You might think you've seen toxic fans before, but this is next level. Picture this: a star player followed home after games, her family bombarded with AI-generated fake nudes. It's not just mean tweets anymore, we're in dangerous territory. Let's talk about what's really going on with some of Caitlin Clark's fans. Renee Montgomery didn't just call them out for fun, she's seeing something seriously messed up happening. Angel Reese, one of the WNBA's rising stars, is dealing with some crazy stuff. We're talking death threats, people. And it gets worse. Some of Clark's so-called fans are actually following Reese home after games. Can you imagine how scary that must be? But wait, there's more. These fans are creating fake nude AI images of Reese and sending them to her family. That's not just crossing a line. That's leaping over it and setting it on fire. This whole mess started with the Clark-Reese rivalry in college. You know how it is, a little trash talk, some competitive spirit, but man, things have gotten way out of hand online. We're not talking about normal sports banter anymore. This is straight up harassment. Think about it. How would you feel if you were Angel Reese? Every time you post on social media, you're hit with a wave of hate. Every game, you're wondering if someone's gonna follow you home. That's gotta mess with your head, right? It's not just Reese either. This kind of behavior affects all the players. Imagine trying to focus on your game when you're constantly worried about what some psycho fan might do next. It's no wonder Montgomery's speaking up about it. Here's the thing, this toxic behavior isn't just hurting the players. It's hurting the whole WNBA. Think about it. Who wants to watch a league where the players are being harassed and threatened? Who wants to play in a league like that? And get this, all this drama is happening right when the WNBA should be celebrating. They've got this incredible new star in Caitlin Clark. The league is getting more attention than ever. But instead of talking about amazing plays and record-breaking performances, we're talking about online harassment and safety concern. You know what's really messed up? These fans claim to love Caitlin Clark, but they're actually making her look bad. They're turning what should be an awesome rivalry into something ugly and dangerous. Montgomery's trying to get people to think about what they're doing. She's asking fans to imagine if someone was saying this stuff about their sister or their mom. Would they think it was okay then? Montgomery thought she was standing up for players, but her words sparked a firestorm. Why did so many fans feel attacked, and what does this say about the complex world of sports fandom? You won't believe how quickly things went sideways after Montgomery's comments. Fans were not happy. And I mean really not happy. It's like she opened Pandora's box of fan frustration. Here's the deal. A lot of Clark's supporters felt like they were being unfairly lumped together with a few bad apples. Can you imagine being a die-hard fan, cheering your heart out for your favorite player, and then suddenly you're branded as part of some toxic group? That's exactly how many of them felt. One fan hit back hard saying, "Please refrain from stupid blaming when no one really knows from where it came." Ouch. But you know what? They've got a point. It's not like every single Clark fan is out there causing trouble, right? And get this, some people are saying Montgomery's got it all wrong. They're arguing that toxic fans are everywhere in sports, not just in Clark's corner. One fan even pointed out, but this problem is not unique to the CC fandom. In fact, she is victimized by it more than most. That's a whole different perspective, isn't it? Now, here's where things get really interesting. All this back and forth drama, the media's eating it up. Every news outlet seems to be jumping on the story, and some folks are saying that's just making everything worse. It's like throwing gas on a fire that's already burning pretty hot. But hold up, let's give Montgomery a chance to explain herself. She actually said, "I'm speaking on a particular group that is motivated by hate and destruction." So she's not calling out all Clark fans, just the ones who are crossing the line. But man, that message got lost in all the noise. This whole mess is showing us something pretty crazy about fan culture. It's not as simple as good fans versus bad fans. There's this whole spectrum of behavior, and everyone's got their own idea of where to draw the line. You know what's wild? Some people are totally on board with Montgomery, saying it's about time someone called out bad behavior. Others are furious, feeling like their passion for the game is being attacked. It's like the WNBA fandom is having an identity crisis right in front of our eyes. And here's the kicker. All of this is happening when the WNBA should be riding high. They've got this incredible new star in Caitlin Clark. Viewership is up, and people are talking about women's basketball more than ever. But instead of celebrating, everyone's arguing about what it means to be a real fan. You'd think with all this drama, the WNBA would be struggling. But here's the twist. Viewership is actually through the roof. So why are some insiders worried this could be the beginning of the end? It's crazy, right? The WNBA is growing like never before. Star players like Caitlin Clark are bringing in tons of new fans. But this success comes with a price. The league's facing some serious challenges, and how they handle them could make or break the future of women's basketball. Let's talk about social media for a second. It's been huge for the WNBA's growth. Players are connecting with fans, highlights are going viral, and everyone's talking about the game. But man, it's also causing some major headache. Remember all that toxic behavior we talked about earlier? That's not just a Caitlin Clark fan problem. It's happening all over sport, and the WNBA is right in the middle of it. Players are dealing with online harassment, threats, and straight up scary stuff. And you know what? The league's commissioner isn't really stepping up to deal with it. Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, has been talking up the benefits of rivalry, like Clark versus Reese. And yeah, those rivalries are great for ratings, but she's not saying much about the dark side of all this attention. It's like she's ignoring the fact that players are getting death threats and racist comments thrown at them online. This is where things get tricky. The WNBA wants to keep growing, but they can't do that if their players are miserable and scared to interact with fans. So what's the solution? Some people are saying the league needs to step up and create better support systems for the players. Imagine if the WNBA had a whole team dedicated to helping players deal with online harassment. They could offer mental health resources, social media management help, all that good stuff. It might not solve everything, but it'd be a start, right? But here's the thing, it's not just on the league. Us fans have got to do better too. Renee Montgomery wasn't wrong when she called for fans to clean up their act. We can love our favorite players without tearing down others. We can be passionate without being toxic. You know what's wild? This whole situation is bringing up some big questions about race and privilege in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is a white player in a league that's mostly black. That adds a whole other layer to this fan behavior mess. It's not just about sports anymore. It's about society and how we treat each other. So here's the million-dollar question. What would a healthier WNBA fan culture look like? Picture this. Fans cheering for their favorites without sending hate to other players. Rivalries that are intense on the court but respectful off it. Social media filled with highlights and positive interactions instead of threats and insult. It sounds pretty great, right? And the best part is, everyone would benefit. Players would feel safer and more supported. Fans would get to enjoy the game without all the drama. The league would keep growing, but in a way that's sustainable and positive. All right, let's wrap this up. We've seen some crazy stuff going down in the WNBA world. Toxic fans, players getting harassed, and a whole lot of drama. But you know what? It's not all bad news. The league's growing like crazy, and stars like Caitlin Clark are bringing in tons of new fans. But here's the real question. What kind of fans are we going to be? Are we going to be the ones sending hate and following players home? Or are we going to be better than that? Think about it. We've got a chance to make the WNBA something really special. A place where players can shine without worrying about crazy fans. Where rivalries are intense but respectful. Where we celebrate amazing plays instead of tearing each other down. So what's it going to be? A WNBA driven by hate or one fueled by love of the game? The ball's in our court now.